her and think that's a demon. Maybe you didn't, but after listening to this, please pay attention. She is wearing an upside-down cross. The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. Certainly not because of fucking talent.
I think she's wearing Balenciaga too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know
child molesters.
Which are child molesters. And she's making devil symbols. What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need? What do you want?
Shooting at the Kansas City Super Bowl victory parade has left one person dead and nearly 24 people with gunshot wounds.
The rapid gunfire sent thousands of panicked fans running for their lives. In an instant, the sound of joyous cheers and joyful chants were replaced with the sound of screams and sirens. Tragically, at least 8 young children, excited fans of the Chiefs, were among those wounded.
We have team coverage of this deadly shooting. Chris Wolf gathering reaction for us tonight. But first, here's what we know about today's attack. It was nearing the end of the Chiefs' victory parade. Hundreds of thousands had gathered in downtown Kansas City to cheer on the team, when suddenly phones capture the gunshots in the crowd just outside of Union Station.
And we just heard this big, loud bang, and everyone was just told to get down on the ground and get close, so I grabbed my son and we got close to the fence.
Police swarmed the area near the old train station, taking 2 men into custody, while this video shows spectators tackling a third man as he tries to get away through the crowd. Paul Contreras was one of those good Samaritans.
I heard somebody yelling to stop this guy, tackle him. He got close to me, I got the right angle on him, and I hit him from behind. And when I hit him from behind, I either jarred the gun out of his hand or out of his sleeve.
Sadly, one person was killed during the shooting. She's been identified as Lisa Lopez Galvan, a mother of 2. Her son was also hurt but is okay. 2 of her nieces are still hospitalized. And they are just some of the 24 others wounded or hurt during this gunfire, many of them children.
We have had 12 patients that we have treated, 11 of which are children with 9 gunshot wounds. None of those patients, all of those patients we expect to have a full recovery.
At least 2 adults, though, remain in critical condition tonight. And while no motive for the shooting has been announced, it may be the result of a dispute between armed attendees in the huge crowd. KC's mayor saying what many Americans are feeling tonight.
Parades, rallies, schools, movies, it seems like almost nothing is safe.
And Mayor Lucas says that 800 uniformed police officers were there at that celebration today, but that just didn't deter at least one shooter from opening fire.
Gunfire at the Super Bowl victory parade, and today everyone is asking why. One moment, 1 million people were enjoying a beautiful day celebrating the Kansas City Chiefs' victory. The next,
all units shelter in place. Shooter on west side of the Union Station.
Thousands were fleeing for their lives. One woman was killed and 22 people lay wounded. Police say the shooting was neither terrorism nor the act of a crazed gunman. 1 adult and 2 juveniles are being questioned. One of the juveniles was seen in handcuffs, and look, he's wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey.
My daughter said that some lady was like holding him back, and people had started backing up, and then he pulled it out and just started shooting and spinning in a circle.
This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire.
One of the most poignant facts about this tragedy is that Kansas City schools were closed so that thousands of kids could attend the parade with their parents. 9 of those children ended up being shot. Their wounds are being treated here at this children's hospital. The youngest victim is just 8 years old. There were many moments of selfless heroism. ER nurse Chastity Logston, at the parade with her family, stayed in the line of fire to give a stranger CPR.
I don't feel a pulse, so I just started compressions. Like, just straight up started compressions. And my mom, I can hear her screaming, "Come on! Come on!" And I'm like, just go! Just go!
I will tell you one thing, I don't ever want to see it again. Ever. This was the saddest thing I had ever seen.
This courageous group of parade goers chased down an armed suspect, wrestled him to the ground, and held him until cops arrived, all caught on video.
Hey, I got the guy!
We tackled him!
We tackled him!
Paul Contreras and his daughter Alyssa relived that heart-stopping moment.
As he got close and I got a good angle on him, I tackled him from the back and took him down. As I'm taking him down, I see the gun fall to the ground.
His daughter says she couldn't be more proud of her dad.
On a very serious note, you have someone wearing an upside-down cross making devil symbols at the biggest cultural event in American history.
Yeah.
Everything I said about how you can see demons if you pay attention. Did you look at her and think that's a demon? Maybe you didn't, but after listening to this, please pay attention. She is wearing an upside-down cross. The Matrix has made her famous. Nobody knows why. Certainly not because of fucking talent.
I think she's wearing Balenciaga too.
And she's wearing Balenciaga, which we know
Child molesters.
which are child molesters.
Balenciaga.
And she's making devil symbols. What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need? What kind of clue are you looking for if those aren't the clues you need?
Casey Filter also helped bring him down.
When he was tackled, he was carrying an assault rifle or running with it. It came flying out after we tackled him.
The lone fatality was identified as a Kansas City radio host, Lisa Lopez Galvin, seen here with her daughter. Family members describe her as fun-loving, and in this video from her radio show, you can hear her infectious laugh as she is persuaded to eat, of all things, a bug.
I can't believe you guys made me do that.
The starters for the Kansas City Chiefs are reacting to the tragedy. Travis Kelce posted, "I am heartbroken. Kansas City, you mean the world to me."
And I am Bria Berry. Police confirmed this all started from a dispute. 23 people were shot, 1 person killed.
Tonight, we have team coverage from the survivors and the lost loved one. We begin with KMBC9's Andy Alcock. And Andy, police now have 2 people in custody, and they're both juveniles, right?
Yeah, exactly right, Chris. Now, normally, police would have to charge them, or actually the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office would have to charge them within 24 hours, but we learned from police tonight, because these 2 people are juveniles, that 24-hour rule does not apply, so they can continue to be held without being charged at this point. Now, we also know detectives are looking for potential witnesses. We spoke to one of them today.
It was the most helpless we've ever felt as a spouse, as a parent, because you can't prepare for that.
Bridget Barton tells us she was right in the middle of a mad scramble when she saw 2 very young men, one in green clothing, the other one dressed in a black t-shirt, chasing after 2 other men and opening fire in the midst of a frantic crowd.
The one in the green was the one I was looking at, and we made eye contact, and I just got scared and kind of went into survival mode from there.
Bridget was with her husband, her teenage daughter, and her daughter's friend. KCPD Chief Stacy Graves says there are a total of 23 victims injured during the shooting, at least half of them under 16 years old.
This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire.
We got home close to
After Bridget and her crew made the roughly 1-hour drive home to Osawatomie, she made a discovery. There was a hole in her backpack and 2 blankets, and she found part of a slug. Today, she made the drive back to Kansas City to give that evidence to KCPD.
It was our first big event, and I don't think we'll be doing another one anytime soon. We were right there when the first two shooters started shooting, and unfortunately my daughter was next to the woman that passed.
And KCPD has also confirmed tonight there was an adult who was being questioned in connection with this case, but it was determined that individual was not involved, so that person has been released. As for Bridget, her husband and her daughter, they were all badly traumatized. They are all seeking counseling tonight. Reporting live overlooking Union Station, Andy Alcock, KMBC 9 News.
Andy, thank you. If you left anything at the rally, you can call the city's 311 hotline, not Kansas City, Missouri Police. If you took photos or videos at yesterday's parade, you can send those to this website here. Now, federal agents are helping with this case. If you don't have photos,
I want to stress that preliminary investigative findings have shown there was no nexus to terrorism or homegrown violent extremism. This appeared to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. We learned there are 23 victims of yesterday's shooting. One of our victims, Elizabeth Galvin, 43 years old, died. We are still learning about her, but know that she is beloved by many. The 22 victims' age range between 8 years old and 47 years old. At least half of our victims are under the age of 16. As mentioned yesterday, we have subjects detained, 2 of which are juveniles. We are working to determine the involvement of others. And it should be noted we have recovered several firearms. This incident is still a very active investigation.
Missing Meigs County deputy and a woman they say he arrested. This happened in Meigs County, and this involves Deputy Robert R.J. Leonard and his cruiser that disappeared, according to authorities, in the Hiawassee River last night. Again, this is while he was taking a woman to jail.
Authorities found the deputy's cruiser in the lake today. A body believed to be that of the woman he arrested was found in the backseat, but the deputy, he is still missing. Now, this happened on Blythe Ferry Road in the Birchwood community in southern Meigs County. 10 News reporter Krista Lucas is there with the latest.
Take a look at right behind me. This is where they found the car and the body at Blythe Ferry. Deputy R.J. Leonard was at home when he responded to a call in the area.
The call was somebody jumping out in front of vehicles on Highway 60 around the bridge. Deputy responded, got here at 9:48 p.m. Within 3 minutes, he had her in custody, was transporting her to the Meigs County Jail.
The wife sent back a message, but that message was never delivered.
He was actually on shift, which began at 6 p.m. So he was actually at home with his wife when the call came out.
Authorities say they started searching for him right after they sent a signal out, and they did not receive anything back.
That call down here on the very south end of the county, our north end officer, he could be up to an hour away. And so it's common for us to respond to calls by ourselves.
Authorities say they are now working on identifying the body who they found in the back seat.
The end goal is to find Deputy Leonard and get him back to his family.
We will continue to give you updates as we find out more. A bunch of agencies have come out here in Meigs County. They're helping out, trying to provide new technology that this county doesn't have, so they can speed up things.
Information now on the search for a missing East Tennessee Sheriff's Deputy Robert Leonard, now that his patrol car has been pulled from the Tennessee River with a body inside. This afternoon suggesting the body seems to be that of a woman who had been taken into custody. Our Chattanooga ABC affiliate shared this video of the cruiser being pulled out by a tow truck at a boat ramp in Meigs County along the Tennessee River. District Attorney Russell Johnson says investigators investigators have not found the deputy's body. The body that was found, Johnson says it was a woman, and while investigators think they know the identity, the body was covered in mud, slowing the effort to confirm their suspicions. Johnson says the body will be taken to the Knox County Regional Forensic Center for autopsy. Another clue that's under scrutiny right now, a garbled radio message from Deputy Leonard.
There was a radio communication that came out, and dispatch couldn't tell what he was saying or what he had said, and it took a while and some analytics to go into play for us to see what was being, or try to understand what was being said, and we think he was saying water.
Signals from the deputy's cell phone were tracked to the same boat ramp where his car was found. Law enforcement leaders also revealing some heartbreaking details. Deputy Leonard has a wife and 3 children, and we're told this was his first arrest. Meigs County Deputy Robert R.J. Leonard has been found in the Tennessee River after a 16-hour search. Deputy Leonard was driving back to the jail last night with the woman he was arresting when they disappeared.
Local 3's Jemiah Beatty joins us live from Meigs County. Jemiah, what can you tell us?
Greg, Cindy, what made this investigation challenging for investigators was the murky water from the Tennessee River. They say his body wasn't far from where his patrol car was discovered. People in this community tell
Chief Brian Malone with Meigs County became emotional as he shared one final update. His deputy would not be returning to his family as he had hoped.
Like I've stated all day, I appreciate every department that spent countless hours out here.
Deputy Robert Leonard worked with the Sheriff's Department for 2 months. He was from New York and had already made a lasting impact in his short time here.
he was very professional, very nice. He cared about the community.
Investigators say the deputy was responding to an incident called Wednesday night, which ended in an arrest. He was driving back to Meigs County Jail when they heard him say water on the radio. The body of the woman he arrested was in the back seat of the car, and the deputy's body was found hours later. A mix of emotions for the community as they held on to hope he would be okay.
Feeling sad and confused, worried about the families.
Investigators believe this was an accident and say the terrain by Blythe Ferry is dangerous and more safety signs are needed.
And I'm forever thankful. I just ask you to continue to pray for both victims in this. Pray for them and their families that they make it through.
Deputy Leonard's body was transported to Knoxville. This investigation is ongoing. Stay with our news team for the latest.
Yo, you good, son?
I am. I told you I'm from Africa, Ethiopia. You know me, uptown? No?
Yeah, what you doing up here?
Because I think I was looking for you.
What you looking for me for?
I like you.
You got the wrong door, man.
No.
Yeah.
I got the right person. Maybe it's the wrong address, please.
Yeah, it's the wrong address.
I'm not female. There's a difference between female and woman. Female is just for your pussy, for your dick and money. I'm from Africa. I cook clean, good laugh, got juicy tight, spicy. But in America, the women work, they control the man because they work. In Africa, woman doesn't work. Their job is taking care of the man.
When did you start rapping, and who made you get into the booth?
I probably started rapping around that time, like 13, 14, like just playing and shit, like in school and shit. Like, I remember when I was at elementary school, we had like this little talent show. I did some little shit. Bro, like that's when I really started fucking with it. I used to write and shit when I was a kid and shit. Like, I always liked to read and write and shit, so that shit just like came, I guess.
So your biggest song that we know about today is Bus Stop, a Chirac drill classic.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about the concept and the process of you making that song?
I ain't gonna lie, the process of it was a freestyle. Like, it wasn't even supposed to be called that, but like the engineer was just fucking with the beat and shit. Like, he made that motherfucker, like, honestly, like, he put the bus stop shit in the hook. Honestly, it was an alley. It wasn't even supposed to be called that, but was just on that bitch talking shit about what was going on. I guess that bitch just wound up going up. Then I had members in that bitch. A lot of members in that motherfucker that's gone. Dead right now.
Man, you had Bobo in that motherfucker.
I remember Bobo, Raheem, Bro Greg, members in there. Oh no.
So since
Chino, D-Thing, bro.
Yeah,
all
you
these
got a lot.
members, photo was in there.
So since it done hit 2 mil, now 2.1 mil, I just checked before we started the interview. How does that feel as an artist? Like
that shit like 2 trophies for me.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, at least I can say I did it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how long it took. I did that shit. Like a lot of motherfuckers can't say they got 2.1 million views on one song. And I could've did it without my niggas or my cameraman, Tipset Production, shout out him. Bro, I couldn't did it without them.
So with the current state of Chicago rap right now, do you feel like it's necessary to make disrespectful songs, diss and dead ops in order to...
Do you feel like it's necessary to make disrespectful songs, diss and dead ops in order...
So with the current state of Chicago rap right now, do you feel like it's necessary to make disrespectful songs, diss and dead ops in order to get on?
I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. How shit going right now, that's just motherfuckers using that shit to get exposure. Like some motherfuckers disrespecting it for the wrong reasons and shit. Like at the end of the day, that shit's supposed to be entertainment, but some motherfuckers wrap themselves up in that shit, like disrespecting motherfuckers, saying the wrong shit, you know what I'm saying, incriminating themselves. That's the wrong shit to do. Like, I ain't with that shit. Bro, Bust Stop probably was my most disrespectful song, but there wasn't no incrimination and no shit like that. Motherfuckers wasn't going to jail behind that shit, you know what I'm saying? We ain't had nothing to do with that shit, you know?
My car back. Like, I don't care about the argument. I don't even know what the argument is about. I just want my car. I don't want to deal with anything. I know anytime we get into it, whether I'm right or wrong, he puts his hands on me or he threatens to put his hands on me. It gets very violent. Very gets.
In your car or walking up? Please.
What's that?
Pat him down.
Well, get patted down for.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No.
Okay.
Why get patted down for?
Because you're getting patted down.
Why?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, I don't have no weapons on me. I got no weapons. Hands on your pockets. I ain't got no sign. I ain't got it. Whatever she said is what it is. So whatever she want to do, let's do it. See how far she want to take it.
Where's her car?
Let's see how far she want to take it.
What do you want to do?
I want my car.
I think it's at your mom's house is what he's saying.
How did he get here if it's at my mom's house?
Can you call your mom to see if the car's there?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just called me.
Okay, see if she's got the keys.
I'm gonna call my mom.
Yeah, call her real quick.
I just want my car. I don't care about anything else. I'm over it. I've been with it for years.
Yeah.
Mom, is my car at the house? What? Is my car at the house? I have the police here at Chica's house to get my car. It's not at the house? Okay. It's not home. Okay. I'm gonna send you you have my location, right? I'm on Green Acres. Yeah. Bye. It's not at my house.
Okay, and mom's there right now.
My mom is there. She's coming here.
She's coming here, okay.
Yeah. My car is not here. I mean, at my house, and I don't see it anywhere in the vicinity.
Detain him, please. I need an affidavit from you. Okay.
Where's that?
And that's where you're filling out that you're wanting to pursue charges. Okay. Where's our car? Where's our car, Marquise?
Can I talk to that?
No.
Can I talk to him more? Okay, keys right here. Keys right here. Thank you.
Have you ever filled out an affidavit with us before? Okay, so the suspect is going to be his information. This, where it's the narrative, that's going to be what happened, the incident, okay? And then all of this is going to be your information, all right? So don't sign this until I swear you to it, all right? Okay? If you have any questions, get with me or get with one of the deputies, okay? And don't listen to what he's running his mouth right now. Just let him run his mouth.
It's hard to try to wrap your head around this. A Florida deputy thought a falling acorn, an acorn that hit his patrol car, was a suspect already handcuffed in his vehicle shooting at him. Believe it or not, this happened back in November, but the video of the incident involving the deputy from Okaloosa County, Florida, Sheriff's Office is just released to the public. Deputy Jesse Hernandez was detaining a man accused of sending threatening text messages. He had just cuffed the man and put him in the back of the patrol car when this happened.
He had just cuffed the man and put him in the back of the patrol car when this happened.
I'm pulling out your phone. I'm good. I feel weird, but I'm good. I'm good. I don't know. I might have hit my vest.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. I felt like it. Jesse, come over to me. I got you. Come over to me. Jesse, come back. Right there. Dude, am I hit? Come on. Get further back.
What? Where? Right there? Jesse, are you okay? Get in the house! Get in the house! Jesse! Get back! Where is he? Where is he? 43, give me traffic. Shots fired. I got a deputy down. We're off of McLaren. Shots fired. I got a deputy down. Jesse, how are you? Jesse, how are you? Okay. 43 SO. I need EMS. EMS on standby. Suspect is going to be in the vehicle. Where are you hit? Get back! Get back! Anybody do anything, please? No! Okay. No! Get back! I'm not going to tell you go! Get back! Get her back now!
Stay inside your house. Stay inside your house.
Do you have any movement? Stop right there.
Yeah. Do you see anything on my vest? What did you feel? My legs went numb when it hit me. All right. I don't know. My legs went numb for a second. I heard a pop come from. Go this way. Can you move? Yeah. I got you, buddy.
Victims of Jeffrey Epstein filing a lawsuit in federal court today against the United States and the FBI.
So a dozen women say the agency failed to protect them from Epstein's sexual abuse. Fox 5's Chris Welch was there as they announced their suit and joins us live with more details. Chris.
Yeah, Steve and Natasha, these 12 victims accuse the FBI of turning their backs and enabling Jeffrey Epstein's behavior. I want to show you some video here. This is from a press conference just a short time ago that we just got out of, held by the 3 attorneys representing these women. These women are all being referred to as Jane Doe 1 through 12 in order to protect their identity. Now, according to these attorneys, they've been abused, tortured, and sex trafficked. Their lawsuit accuses the FBI of covering up its failure to investigate Jeffrey Epstein, saying their inaction enabled Epstein's sex trafficking to continue more than 20 years. They say the FBI had been getting credible tips since 1996, but failed to speak to victims and failed to share information with local and federal law enforcement.
The
FBI and the U.S. Department of Justice knew for years that Jeffrey Epstein was operating a vast sex trafficking ring and abusing countless women and girls, as we've alleged in the complaint. This lawsuit is focused on uncovering the truth of exactly what happened, what the FBI knew, and when, and what they could have done to stop Epstein.
Now, these women are seeking unspecified monetary damages. I also want to point out, we did reach out to the FBI today to try to get a response. They told us they do not respond to pending litigation. On the Upper East Side, Chris Welch, Fox.
Inside Boston Gym on West 38th Street near 465, filled with dozens of people, and started shooting from the entrance. A man and a child were injured. While the motive for the shooting remains under investigation, police believe it stemmed from an argument. Investigators say they're combing through surveillance video and searching for a suspect. Adam Shooms, WRT.
Horrific allegations are also emerging tonight of a sexual assault against a senior who was on vacation with her family. CTV's Heather Butt spoke to the woman's son, and a warning: some of these details are disturbing.
A dream vacation for an Ontario family in the Bahamas turned into a nightmare when their 80-year-old mother, who has Alzheimer's, was allegedly raped by another guest, a fellow Canadian.
It's just an unspeakable, horrendous, vile, violent, angry crime against somebody who is so vulnerable.
David Aarons says an uninvited guest joined his mother and sister with their friends for dinner. While heading back to their hotel room, they were separated, leaving the elderly woman alone on an elevator with the other man.
My younger sister stepped out of the elevator, and as she turned around to sort of, hand out, reach to get my mom, the doors closed, and effectively my mother disappeared.
A traumatic event which turned into 30 minutes of searching and pleading hotel staff for help when his mother and the man were spotted coming off an elevator.
Of course, my mother was frightened. And while we don't need to go into a ton of detail, what I will say, and it is horrendous, that she was holding her own underwear in her hand at that point in the elevator.
Police were called and his mother was taken to hospital. Local media are reporting police have charged a 61-year-old Nova Scotia man, accusing him of raping an 80-year-old woman at the Warwick Hotel. It's aware of a Canadian arrested in the Bahamas. Aaron says security video shows his mother resisting as the man took her into a hotel room.
Our concern, of course, is that the combination of Alzheimer's plus this incident of being sexually assaulted and raped, I mean, that's playing with her mind, and so we're just worried that it's just sort of playing in her subconscious. And
possible shooter is dead, and a 5-year-old is in critical condition after a shooting at a Houston area megachurch, the Lakewood Church, run by celebrity pastor Joel Osteen. Police say a woman in her 30s entered the building with a long rifle and a child and opened fire. Off-duty officers working at the church exchanged gunfire. No word on the woman.
Turned out new information about that deadly shooting at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Houston. We're seeing new video showing the chaos Sunday as the shots rang out. Police say the shooter was a 36-year-old woman with a history of mental illness who had attended the church in the past year. Omar Villafranca has the latest.
Investigators are sifting through chilling new videos like this, showing panicked churchgoers in one of the country's largest houses of worship. With her son by her side, police say 36-year-old Genesee Moreno walked into the megachurch carrying an AR-style rifle. When she was confronted by off-duty officers working security, she opened fire.
They were repetitive, boom, 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 boom.
The sound sent the congregation scrambling as security returned fire, killing the shooter.
If it weren't for them, the number of casualties and victims would have been much higher. There is no doubt.
The shooter's son appeared to be caught in the crossfire. The boy remains hospitalized in critical condition. A 57-year-old man who was also struck has been released from the hospital. While investigators zero in on a motive, they revealed yesterday one of the shooter's guns had a sticker reading Palestine on it. They also found anti-Semitic writings, but say they believe these may be related to a dispute with her ex-husband's family.
There was a familial dispute, and some of those individuals are Jewish.
Officials said the shooter has a history of mental illness and was arrested at least 6 times, including a weapons charge. Our CBS affiliate, KHOU, spoke to the shooter's mother-in-law, who says there were so many warning signs.
She was violent many times. We've asked for help from police and received it many times, but she was still allowed to own guns.
She was violent many times. We've asked for help from police and received it many times, but she was still allowed to own guns.
And that's prompting that part of the investigation.
No, we're going to stay strong. We're going to continue to move forward. And there are forces of evil, but the forces that are for us, the forces of God, are stronger than that.
The uplifting message that he preaches and how to get along with people, it has to do with God wants you to be good. He wants you to. It is not just the promising the Cadillac in the driveway, but he encourages people to have just a very positive attitude, and it works. His father was a Southern Baptist preacher, but then he was filled with the Spirit and began to talk and speak in tongues and other signs following. He left the Southern Baptist Convention, but then began to grow on his own. Joel, who took over from his father, had never really preached at all. He'd gone to Oral Roberts University for a short time. He'd come back and was running the television operation for his father, and when his father died, he told his father, you're the one I want to take over. And from the start, he has a very engaging manner, and he doesn't shout. He talks to people. He usually starts his sermon with, I have a little joke here. I have a little something. I like to start with something funny. When I've gone to services from hundreds to thousands of people in the auditorium, and I try to ask people, tell me what it is you like about Joel Osteen. He just makes me feel better.
A lot of blood. I just pray they survive through this.
A mother and daughter are in the hospital after being attacked by a man with a machete, but this was not a random attack. It turns out the man swinging the machete is a family member. Good evening, and thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Keith Garvin.
And I'm Candace Burns. Daniela Guzman is off tonight. This all happened just before 10 this morning off Walnut Bin Lane in the West Chase neighborhood of Houston. And that's where we find KPRC2's Gage Golding tonight. Gage, how is the suspect related to the victims?
And the man stabbed and slashed his own mother and sister, leaving them to bleed out right here on the sidewalk. That guy then taking off up these steps and into a second-floor apartment where he barricaded himself. That's what prompted Houston SWAT officers to take over this courtyard and several of these apartments right across the way, actually setting up shop in some of these living rooms. All of this, by the way, it was caught on camera.
This is
crazy.
Houston police officers donning full tactical gear, waiting for a man who's barricading himself inside this second-story apartment.
He was in the house thinking about what he did.
The man, who Houston police haven't yet identified, just stabbed and slashed his own mother and sister.
I kept hearing, help me, screaming, help me, help me.
His sister making it downstairs to a neighbor's house. You can follow her barefoot, bloody footprints to this handprint, left in blood on the front door.
She's right in front of my door, y'all. She was like, she kept saying her brother did it. Her brother did it. He's in the house. He went in the house.
The brother attacking his family with a machete. His mom left lying in the grass, both pouring out blood, covering the sidewalk outside of the apartments here to the point it's just too gruesome to show on TV.
I seen blood. He's just bloody, just bloody. And he just came out like nothing ever happened.
The Houston Police SWAT team taking over this corner of the Vista at West Chase Apartments. Tactical officers posting up at living rooms, not sure of what other weapons the guy might have. Another neighbor recording the moment he surrendered to police after about an hour-long standoff, according to neighbors.
It felt like it was premeditated. I'm not even going to lie to you. It seemed like it was premeditated. He didn't have to do that to his mom and sister.
All I could do was pray to God that whoever did this and that they make it through.
Both of those women were rushed to the hospital, each with multiple stab and slash wounds. No condition update on how they're doing tonight. As for the man who did this, a family member, police have not said the motive behind all of this. However, HPD has told me he will be facing 2 counts of aggravated assault. I'm reporting live in...
Well, there's now outrage over the death of Alexei Navalny, the bold and steadfast figurehead of Russian opposition who exposed corruption and challenged Vladimir Putin.
Russian authorities say he collapsed and died in prison, but U.S. and European leaders are placing the blame squarely on Putin. ABC's M. Nguyen has more from Washington.
Sending shockwaves around the world, the death of Alexei Navalny, the Kremlin's fiercest critic. These are images of Navalny just yesterday, appearing in good spirits via a video link from his prison colony, joking with a court officer and judge. Russia's prison service claims Navalny was feeling unwell today after a walk, lost consciousness, and collapsed. They say ambulance staff were unable to resuscitate him. The U.S. and others are quick to blame Russian President Vladimir Putin.
If confirmed, this would be a further sign of Putin's brutality. Whatever story they tell, let us be clear, Russia is responsible.
Navalny's wife at the same Munich security meeting with Vice President Harris today, asking everyone to unite and help punish the Russian regime. Right now, the cause of death is unknown, but there are immediate suspicions Navalny may have been murdered. In 2020, he was poisoned with a nerve agent by a kill team that evidence later showed was from Russia's FSB. The assassination attempt nearly killing him.
His death in a Russian prison and the fixation and fear of one man only underscores the weakness and rot at the heart of the system that Putin has built.
Navalny rose to prominence more than a decade ago, leading massive anti-Kremlin protests and fighting back against government corruption. He was serving a 19-year jail term for offenses widely considered politically motivated. For many Russians, Navalny had come to represent hope of a democratic future in Russia. Even in prison, he was a giant. He was 47 years old. Putin is again up for re-election next month, where Navalny had called on people to challenge him. Biden administration officials say they will be talking with other countries concerned about Navalny's death.
Outrage after one of Vladimir Putin's sharpest critics, Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, was reported dead in a Russian prison, reportedly dying after taking a walk, a fatal walk. U.S. officials are still waiting to confirm the Russian state media claim. Navalny's wife had this to say just a short time ago in front of dozens of heads of state.
If it is the truth, I would like Putin and all his staff, everybody around him, his government, his friends, I want them know that they will be punished for what they have done with our country, with my family, and with my husband. They will be brought to justice, and this day will come soon.
What strength to stand there in Munich with a us now, CNN's Chief International Correspondent Clarissa Ward and Matthew Chance, Chief Global Affairs Correspondent. Clarissa, you could see the anger and also the resolve from Alexei Navalny's wife there.
It was a very emotional moment, and she actually started out, John, by saying, you know, I thought for a moment, do I go home to my family right now, or do I stand here and address you? And then I asked myself, what would Alexei do? What would Alexei want me to do? And I have no doubt that he would want me to stand here to address you and to issue that withering rebuke.
A teenage mom is out of jail after she was arrested on horrifying charges. She's accused of going online to hire a hitman to kill her 3-year-old son. A custody hearing was just held for that little boy, who is safe and sound tonight. Local 10's Glenna Milberg is live with the very disturbing details. Glenna.
Nicole, that custody hearing here, the judge gave custody of this little boy to Grandma. Grandma has actually had custody, has been raising him since May, and he is just fine, and that is the good news. His young mother, when you peel back the layers of her life, seems to have lived a very troubled life, especially lately. Right now, she's in the most legal trouble of that life.
Jasmine Paez.
She became an adult just a few months ago, a mother 3 years ago, and a murder for hire suspect a few days ago, for which she is now free on bond.
She's 18. She went on a website to hire a hitman.
Jasmine Paez was given a suicide prevention vest in court. She's accused of hiring a hitman to target her own 3-year-old son to, quoting police, take him far, far, far away and possibly killed, and ASAP.
I am in Kendall Regional Hospital, and I'm with my father.
Paez was in the hospital with her father in this Zoom hearing about custody of her son.
Are you employed? No, not right now. How much money do you have in the bank? 134.
Rent a hitman. This is the site police say Paez went to hire. It's obviously phony, though police say the website is intended to assist them.
That person doesn't live here. I told you people 1,000 don't come here anymore.
Despite that welcome, this is the home where detectives arrested Paez this week. They say she lived there with her father.
Do you have any information as to the father? No, Your Honor.
Turns out when Paez moved out of her mother's home in May, she left her son to live there.
And how is the child? The child is okay? He is doing great.
And again, that grandmother is now officially, from this hearing, the custodian of that child. And as you heard, he is doing great. Paez has an arraignment scheduled for next month. And until then, part of her bond agreement is no contact with her little boy at all.
Spending the day on Capitol Hill fighting big social media companies, but first here they handed out nearly 2,000 roses.
It was all in memory of their son, 14-year-old Dexton Aubrey, who died by suicide after his parents say he was targeted by algorithms.
The special Debbie Worthen live for us tonight. And Debbie, what's the story behind this here?
Well, Mike and Deanie, Dexton's parents say they had no idea he was even struggling. They say he was full of joy. He had tons of friends. In fact, on Valentine's Day, he wanted to make sure every girl in his high school, or his school rather, got a rose. And so he made sure that that happened. That was before he died by suicide a year and a half ago. He had a smile that could light up a room. And Valentine's Day was a day Dexton Aubrey loved.
One year he said, Mom, Dad, like I don't want any girls to not have a Valentine.
They bought flowers for every girl at school. They say he was glowing that day. But just 8 months later,
we lost Dexton about a year and a half ago to suicide.
They had no idea he was struggling until they checked his social media history. That's why they're here today, to help pass laws to protect kids.
These social media apps, there's a one-size-fits-all. It's adult, and that's it. The things that TikTok was feeding Dexton was pure poison, and it was basically telling him to take his life.
Before they talked policy, the Aubreys and their family members spent the day honoring Dexton by handing out nearly 2,000 roses across 6 high schools.
It was healing. It was rewarding.
And it reminded them of the 14-year-old boy with the heart of gold.
Every time you saw him, he would just give you the biggest hug.
On this day of love,
we just felt him with us all day.
Here on Capitol Hill and across southern Utah.
And all day today we've been getting messages about how it's just touched their daughter and just made their day, and that I just can see Dexton's smile just beaming, knowing that his legacy is continuing.